thought BotBots weren't for me. These aren't big boy toys, I thought. And I am a big boy. But I recently found a packet of them on clearance and thought, I'll give them a try. Wouldn't you know it, they're the exact type of Transformer I like. Small and silly. And for such small guys, they get a good amount of fun details into them. What a fool I was to reject the BotBot way. I will now take you through the whole set, plus a special bonus at the end. I don't know what any of these goobers are called, so I'm just going to attempt to name each BotBot as I review them. What's the alternative? Look them up? We'll put them into 3 categories: games, items, and food. First, we have this fighting game arcade BotBot. Transforming them is a matter of flipping a few pieces around. And right off the bat, this one might be my favourite because they look like Soundwave. I'm going to call them Gamergate.
Not funny!
Next up is this racing game arcade. I like these motorbikes that become roller skates as they transform. Super cute. Their name shall be Grand Prix. This one is either a skee ball machine or a pinball machine. I feel sorry for this one with that dizzy face, but they also get to be the tallest BotBot. And like Transformer reviewers, that makes them the best by default. I'm going to call them Tilt. Now we have the Claw Machine. I have a lot of nice things to say about this one. Their hands are fun, they have cool shades and a cute dumpy body. I bet they're the life of the party. We'll call them LimeWire. To help us transition from games to items, we have this little power coin. They're okay, not hard to transform, but also literally the most bottom heavy of the lot. We'll call this little piece of currency, Bitcoin. One last game themed item, a roll of prize tickets. They look a bit too much like the coin in alt mode, but let's just have a look and see. This one doesn't get a name. We're moving on. These headphones are a bit of an odd one. As you can see, they're not exactly flawless at hiding the bot within, but they still look nice. You can flip their face open like a phone from ye old days, place their arms out, and you're set. I'm calling them Headphone Jack. With our next BotBot, it's time to transform and Rolex out. That joke is the only thing I could come up with to describe this one. Their name shall be Fitbit. Now we have the camera, who is definitely my favourite for this category. I can't decide if they have a heart-shaped eye, or these are the eyes, and they have a face like those moles with the heart-shaped nose. I love the asymmetrical hands and the stubby feet that help keep them balanced. I could go on, but I have a whole other category of these fellas to cover. So I'll just dub them Reflector Jr. and move on. The food bots make my brain itch trying to understand them. Is the food made of metal? Are the robot parts edible? Who cares? The pretzel is my least favourite BotBot. You just fold them open and that's it. Not that fun, not that creative, and they're as flat as the reception to my Rolex joke. I'll call them $5. Get out of here. The lack of a coloured visor bugs me on the popcorn bot. Makes them look unfinished. But besides that, the rest of the body is really fun. I shall call them the Colonel. The Colonel. The Colonel! The fries have a real protagonist look and get bonus points just for having a built-in stand. Good job, Frylock. What do you mean that's already taken? As a toy, the Fairy Floss bot works fine. Visually, not a fan. Their name will be Daddy's Beard. No, I will not elaborate. Next! I don't know why, but I have nothing to say for the chocolate bar. I, like the headband? Name is Sugar Rush. Sugar Crash? The pizza probably requires the most work. Still easy as, but you just need to twist out their arms, twist out their legs, and most difficult of all, pretend this is a believable slice of pizza. Their name is Pizzagate.
Not funny!
Now the reason the set I bought was so cheap was because someone had managed to pinch one of the BotBots from their capsules. So to fill in for the missing 16th, I present this McDonald's Happy Meal toy that I bought from Aaron's Collectibles during my holiday to Melbourne. You just open them up, you twist their limbs, and... their name shall be Shamrock. So there you go, a lot of BotBots. Do I like them? Yeah. Will I keep all of them? Nah. Will I get more? I wouldn't mind the Megatron gun or the turd, so maybe? It's too bad I can't actually find them anymore. Like John Mulaney references and the comedy rule of 3, the BotBots craze has died out.
Not funny!
I never really had a Transformers waifu. I'm not against the concept, really. If you're gonna crush on a fictional character, what difference does being a robot make? You got as much chance dating this strong arm as you do dating this strong arm. Now don't get me wrong, Transformers husbandos are easy. Flare, Wrecker, Rhinox, Swindle, Bulkhead, Overlord, Knockout and Breakdown at the same time. Every version of Soundwave. That list writes itself. But when it comes to the femme-coded bots, no one's ever really caught my eye. It doesn't help that for the first few decades of the franchise, they were all either RC with a different paint job, or a spider. Now, I'm not saying I found a waifu, but if Clobber was real, she'd be exactly my type of gal. Strong, sweet, optimistic, fun, and would probably bridal carry me if I asked nicely. I also love a woman who can turn into a hover tank. But I do think society puts too much stock into what type of vehicles women can and can't transform into. So let's get this garbage out of the way. Say hello to Cyberverse Ultra Class Clobber! I will admit, her face took me by surprise at first, but like the suits from Kamen Rider X-Aid, Clobber has shown us that even hideous things can be sweet on the inside. She's a little basic, but she has plenty of joints, so posing's never an issue. Originally, I thought she was too small, but she's the perfect size to fit on Starscream's throne. So, I retract my complaints there. And her weird gimmick can be ignored if you don't like it. Though this is a review, I should probably review it. Clobber has this gun that, frankly, I think is a mismatch for someone named after the act of hitting. Maybe a hammer or a wrecking ball might have been a better match. Whatever, it's basically irrelevant as a weapon. Its real purpose is to be a key to unlock her gimmick. Energon Armor. You just click it in like so. Like so. And then you just... There we go. Wasn't that worth it? No? Yeah, I didn't think so either. I'm just going to bring in Rack and Ruin for a second while I discuss what does and doesn't work with this armor. Rack and Ruin. The armor covers their faces and chest nicely. Clobber. The visor is above her optic, and her shoulder piece do so little they might as well have just saved the plastic and not bothered. Rack and Ruin. Easy to set off. Clobber.
We did 20 takes, and that was the best one.
Rack and Ruin. You can leave the key in place to give the figure a bit more oomph. Clobber. I always thought what Lugnut's design was missing was curves and a chimney. Right, time to put that away forever and get to transforming. Her transformation's pretty simple, but I think if I had gotten this as a kid, I might have to put in a little bit of brain power. It's certainly easy to forget about that waist swivel if you don't have the instructions in front of you. Or, considering how much her gimmick stumped me, maybe I'm just simple. Lord knows I'm a simp, hey! And now we have her hover tank. Apparently not everyone likes this form, which I can understand. She's essentially a pile of purple and grey boxes. It's basically nothing. I think I just like it so much because it finally makes me appreciate her gun. Also, I can go as I fly her by. So, in conclusion, if you know someone like Clobber in real life, hook me up, will ya? Cheers.
Well, did you want to show me anything?
Alright, yeah, what about that?
What? The ant?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool.
I love this Inferno! He's so good! I've been excited ever since this guy showed up on the box art of Metroplex. Just months of eagerness over a plastic ant. Let's start from the bottom, work our way up, and then end at the bottom. Right? We all clear? His legs are amazing. He's got some fake ant legs molded in reference to the show, which was in reference to the original toy, which was in reference to, oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Oh, his torso, what a treat. This giant ant head with its gorgeous blue eyes almost makes me forget that he's got quite a lot of open space in his tum-tum. Oh, and look. His arms are, well, tricky. Trying to deal with two ant legs aside certainly makes them messy. Not as complicated as Black Arachnia, but still not great. Oh, the head. I forget every issue the toy has when I look into those evil red eyes. I love the shine of that blue paint. And I can't forget... Easy, boy. You're safe. You're safe. Now, he does possess a neat flamethrower. But sadly, I'll never know what it looks like in his hand because that bad boy is going right up his bum! 4 gross-looking tongues spinning like the most gruesome propeller, his jet booster rectal thermometer. I love it! Here we go, everyone! Ant mode! Ant mode! Ant mode! Ant mode! Ant mode! Ha ha! Look at him! It may be a struggle to keep all his feet aligned. His backside and undercarriage are barely holding it together, and his gun has nowhere decent to go. But gosh darn it, I just love the little goober! His mandibles move, his caboose looks like a ripe strawberry, and he's a giant red ant! Oh, and you know what? It turns out his gun does have somewhere good to go. Good boy. So there you go, 2 big thumbs up from me. Though now I wonder, is this the best Inferno you can get? Let's not forget his Autobot predecessor got a toy in the Kingdom line. Which toy truly deserves the title of Inferno? Now I understand it's hard to compare an ant to a fire truck, but I've made some categories that should hopefully give both of them a fair chance. Round 1, who has more legs? Fire truck has, let's see here, 1, 2. Fair enough. Ant has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I think this round just goes to the ant. Round 2, who collects more crumbs? Ant has gone above and beyond the assignment and brought me an entire bicky. Thanks, mate. Fire truck has brought down the entire vibe by showing up empty-handed. Very disappointing. Round 3, who goes vroom better? Well, this one's a no-brainer. Obviously, the insect can't be the vehicle in this round. Well, would you look at that? You know what? This one's a tie. Round 4, who can scream louder? We already know Ant has some glorious pipes in there. Now, since Fire Truck can't open his mouth, I've allowed him to tag in his cousin, Road Hauler. Oh, God, all right, you win. Just get him out of here! Final round. Who can deal with a fire better? All right, let me just,
A few moments later.
SpaghettiOs! I've somehow given off this idea to my friends that I don't like Rat Trap, which is not the case. He's just not my favourite guy. Yeah, he's a POS, but good shows need a little vermin to shake things up and add conflict. Do you think anybody would watch that show if they're all helpful like Rhinox? I mean, I would. I will admit I wasn't interested in either of his toys at full price, but price drops can help even the dustiest of shelf warmers. Starting off, we have the original Rat Trap. Well, a reissue of the original, at least. It looks less like he's able to turn into a rat and more like he just exploded out of one. A rat head for a torso, feet dangling on the sides. Even his back just looks like roadkill. Man, old Beast War toys were the right kind of gross. His legs kind of let all this down though, quite literally. He's about as balanced as a Teledad deck in a 2008 Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. Right? I love weapons that can be stored into the bot during transformation. And this might be one of the best ways I've seen it done. The 2 halves are stored in his pelt. Take them out and combine them for this neat pistol. So simple, but possibly one of my favourite weapons. Hey, wait a second. Were those veins behind the guns? I think he really did kill a rat. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to transform him. Whew, there we go. And look at that! What a nice looking rat boy. All tubby and whatnot. Trying so hard to look mean with those little gnashes, but I just want to pinch his cheeks. Go buy one. Hell, go buy a few. Lord knows there's plenty left. Now as for his modern counterpart, Kingdom Core Class Rat Trap looks quite nice in bot form. It's the little things that brings this one together. Like these little Maximal tattoos or his goofy animal slipper feet. Look at that complete drop kick of a face. With his exposed brain, you can practically see the scummy thoughts running through his head. Now, his rat kibble is a little more cleaned up compared to the Rat Trap of old, at least from the front. And while that does make him look slicker and helps him stand upright, it does cause some problems for Beast Mode. Transforming him can be a tad annoying, especially with the amount of limb twisting involved. More effort than a core class should require. I certainly wouldn't recommend him as a chill desk toy. The nicest thing I can say is... ew. I've seen worse beast modes, but it's hard not to be weirded out by this one. He's lumpy, he's got lines and cracks everywhere, his hands are... Are we allowed to show that on YouTube? I mean, old Rat Trap looks bad from the back and bottom too, but at least his gun had somewhere decent to go. He didn't just stick it into his thigh. And don't get me wrong, you can just put the gun away, but it just makes me think of how clean his predecessor did, well, everything. So in conclusion, if you want a rat, go reissue, but if you're more keen on a robot to pose with your other Beast War figures, get the Kingdom toy. There's got to be some way we can pick a winner for this. Ooh, I got it.
Caesar, I'm glad you're here. You busy? You busy at the moment? I know you're not busy. All right. Which Rat Trap is better? Come on, buddy, it's all up to you. He's having a real hard time deciding here. I trust you, Caesar. I love you, Caesar. Come on, you can do it. Alright, we have our winner! It is Kingdom Rat Trap! Goodbye, everybody! Remember to like, subscribe, and Patreon my dislikes, and go f*** yourselves. Bumblefinger, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? I'm enjoying Transformers Earthspark so far. I like the new characters, I enjoy the way they portray the old characters, and with teen heartthrob Darren Norris in the show, we got a slight chance of seeing Knockout at some point.
Angelic tones!
The toys are looking pretty promising. Megatron and Twitch are going to be bought as soon as they go on sale, and we got a Soundwave in the future. But the toys I'm really looking forward to are the Earthspark Tacticons. They're so dumb, but the kind of dumb that I crave. Look at them, they're Transformers finger puppets. What was I going to do, not buy them? Alright, they're pretty simple to use. You just put your fingers in this little part here. And then you push down on this part with your thumb, so boom, boom, boom. And there you have them. Bugman, Truckfella, and old Grey Guy. Now let's have a look at all three separately and see what makes them stand out. This Tacticon continues the tradition of Bumblebee toys by not being very interesting and barely looking like the version it's based on. If you told me this was based on Rescue Bots or Cyberverse, I'd just nod my head as I feel my eyes glaze over. I'm not usually a fan of the long-nosed Optimus Prime toys, but something about this one just razzes my berries. And while he lacks an accurate paint job, I have no complaints with that beautiful blue metallic head. In fact, that head sculpt sparks joy as well. How such a small head captures his entire chin is beyond me. A great achievement. And finally, Megatron, the best one of the three! If you do get one of these, this is the one I recommend. He's a chubby little aircraft with wheels that actually work. An absolute gem. If we dare to dip inside, we see a detailed depiction of the divorced Decepticon dad. Delightful. Now currently their biggest fault is that they cost $12 dues. But wait for them to go on clearance and you'll be laughing. Like this. I hope we get more of these. I want 7 more so I can walk around town clicking them on my fingers. Warrior class, come out and play! I am 30 years old.
I saw pics of the upcoming Shrapnel figure and thought, why have I never bought an Insecticon before? Then it hit me. Not only have I bought an Insecticon before, I bought this exact character from a previous series. The Generations Thrilling 30s Scrapnel. Yeah, they couldn't use his name for this one. Here he is, a little guy, a bug boy, if you will. He's got some ball joints to move his limbs around, you can turn his head if you got little fingers, and he is fine, I guess. He's got a lot of legs around the torso, but because they're molded in place, they don't get in the way as much as a modern Beast Wars figure. And that's about it. I'm beginning to see why I forgot I owned this guy. Bug form! His insect form is also fine. I like the screws here resembling eyes. His legs remind me of a wobbly table at a restaurant, and his thorax droops down a lot. Besides that, he just exists. There's such a lukewarm opinion of this guy, you might wonder why I even bothered getting him. And honestly, it's because I wanted his accessory, Reflector. That's right, that Reflector. Mr. Camera Bot himself comes packed with Scrapnel as his weapon. This little fella has it all. He's a triple changer. He's a target master. What can't this guy do? We have his robot form. We lay him down for his camera form. We fold him out for his laser form. Yeah, okay, he's not that great either. He has a place to go in both modes, but he doesn't really add much to Scrapnel. I'm not sure who I'd recommend this toy to. I guess Insecticon fans and people who want to finish off their collection of Reflector. I can't believe I paid a silly amount of money just for a Reflector toy. I'll never do that again. Ooh!
Micro Machines is a franchise I've never tried but always been mildly interested in looking into. The cars look fun, detailed, and addictively collectible. Speaking of addictively collectible, Transformers recently made 2 crossover playsets with a movie-style Bumblebee and a G1-style Optimus Prime, the latter of which I have here in my hand. Not since John Machida Jr. portraying the blabbermouth blur and the magnanimous Micro Machines man of these 2 franchises had such a fantastic union. The first thing to address is this is not your usual Transformer. Drax doesn't transform, Optimus Prime doesn't transform, and even his trailer, oh would you look at that, it folds open to become the Holder playset. But first, let's look at these 2 vivacious vehicles. This luscious lorry, known as Optimus Prime, looks perfect in every way, though sadly he's too big to interact with the playset, but is just the right size to be a fun little truck you can roll around while going vroom. This tiny Trax is a triumphant tribute to the Blue Braggart. While I would have enjoyed this more with some tiny white wings, I understand that would have interfered with the playset. I know what you've been asking since this video began. Are these Autobots or Decepticons? Thankfully, there is an allegiance detector included to scan them for their faction symbols, because scanning them is the only way to tell. But if you lose this vital piece of flimsy cardboard, the red plastic inside the playset will work just as well. Which brings us on to the main feature. Once you've assembled all these various pieces onto your playset, you have an unlimited amount of things you can do. You can go down a ramp, and even go down a ramp. How many fantastic features can one toy fabricate? But it doesn't end there. Oh no! You can put it on a seesaw, spin it around, send it back around, park it if that's what you think counts as entertainment. It's your life. Live it as exciting or as boring as you want. So whether you have a small child in your family, or just the mentality of one, the Micro Machines Optimus Prime Hauler playset is the perfect piece of plastic to purchase for a present. From Hasbro. If it doesn't bleed your wallet dry, it's not the real thing.
Knockout is the best supporting character in Transformers Prime. He's funny, he's menacing, he's sexy, and he's voiced by teen heartthrob Darren Norris.
Really? Ooh!
He bounces off so well with every character he interacts with. He speaks so casually with Megatron, becomes a borderline vaudeville act with Starscream, and has a beautiful off-screen relationship with Breakdown. Are the kids still saying OTP? This is my OTP. I'm not the only one who loves him, because this diva on wheels had a toy released in the Legacy line, looking more or less like his Prime version. Or I guess less than more in this situation. I've heard complaints about how he's a retool of the Studio Series Jazz, and I don't see why that's a problem. That was a good figure.
Where is it written in this one-sided fandom that a knockout can't be a retool?
But let's start with the obvious. That head sculpt could be better. It looks enough like him, but I think it just misses a bit of that flair without the spikes of the original. Like someone combed his hair back for picture day.
I was voted shiniest hair in the office.
He's got legs for weeks, and a torso for half a day if you're lucky. He can balance great, he can do loads of poses. Well, loads considering that his mighty rack is in the way. So no dabbing, but you'll want to be grabbing those tits.
Oh my, how lewd.
Now he's got some hollow limbs, made worse by the gaping hole that is his weapons port. This kind of stuff doesn't really bother me, but I understand why it puts others off. Upgrade kits do exist, so if you don't mind paying the price of an action figure for a few pieces of plastic, you have options.
Oh gee, why didn't I think of that?
Now, did I say weapon ports? I did, which is almost a good segue for his weapons. We have this, and this. I swear I like this toy, but you're about to hear me complain again. His standard Trident is now 2 pieces that don't look any good no matter how you hold them. Now, while all the steps in the transformation are pretty straightforward, the windshield and door scare the hell out of me. I know one day I'll shatter this thing into pieces, but until then, whee!
Sweet rims.
These wheels are fantastic. Probably the best they've been done on this mold so far. Honestly, for all the changes they made to his robot mode, they nailed his car. That gorgeous paint job, the tinted windows, the little Decepticon logo that I will admit isn't on the original, but is an addition I can live with. The wheels roll well, it sits tightly together, and the weapons, well, aren't needed to make him great. Even if you're a purist prat like me, he's a solid toy.
And this is where I compare it to the original. If I had one! Hello, today I will be reviewing the Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal 2-in-1 converting mask, and look, I'm going to be honest with you, I think I may have oversold this one. I keep making jokes about how I think it's going to be the best toy of the year. It's just a mask, okay? It's just a little toy mask that... You'll be in my heart. You'll be in my heart. You'll be here in my heart. Always. What are you doing? I'm having a moment, which you are ruining, Christopher!
The Rise of the Beast toy line's made some very odd and incredibly amusing toys in its lineup. Battlemasters, Smash Changers, a Nerf gun, Catboy Bumblebee, the list goes on.
I am a cat girl now.
But nothing has made me more excited than this transforming ape mask.
I've been so excited for this. I've actually refused to watch any video review about this toy because I want to go into it 100% fresh. Do you know how many videos I had to put on watch later because of that? 4. Really, 4. I thought there'd be more than that. 2 of these from Gavin Spence. Oh, get out of here.
It has everything. His maximal tattoo, his cheek hinges, his blue goatee, his iconic forehead pimple, all the primal trademarks.
You might be wondering what the inside of the mask looks like, and it is some kind of horror show torture device.
And with these elastic straps, putting it on couldn't be easier.
We put it on like so. Ow, 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 ow. Well, that's just convoy.
I was a little scared transforming this for the first time. You feel like things might snap in a way that they shouldn't. But once you get used to it, it's not only fun, but a little clever.
I was all ready to joke about this robot mode up and down, but honestly, I'm just impressed it can even become this. Like, 30 seconds ago, this was on my face crushing my nose, and now it's a robot that can stand up and kind of move. What a miracle of science and engineering that we even have this. Now, from the back, not great. He's got big wings, he's got hollow legs, and he's got a nose for a butt. He's got a very flat head. Oh my god, he has ports. Can this guy hold a weapon? I'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, he can kind of hold guns.
Wear it to costume parties, wear it on Halloween, wear it to Rise of the Beast, wear it to divorce court. Anytime's a good time. So should you buy the Optimus Primal 2-in-1 mask? Absolutely not. You are not worthy. They only deserve to be owned by me. If you want a Bumblebee mask, fine, but stay away from my children. Fred Willard, a beautiful man with a beautiful voice. It's been 3 years since he passed away, and I still miss seeing him show up at random in films and television, with roles such as Robert's father-in-law, the Anchorman boss, an underutilized Simpsons guest star number 2851. If I may be allowed to be both sentimental and a big nerd, one of my favourite roles he ever played was the animated version of Swindle. This isn't a mere Combaticon limb, oh no! This is a gorgeous, standalone character with the voice of a Pixar president. His vehicle mode is a slightly ugly SUV. The colours of the cartoon were purple and dark yellow. But this yellow takes it a step too far, to the point of being almost green, like a mustard that's well past the use-by date. At least it's a fun car to roll around, right? Wrong! Try as I might, the torso always ends up being quite a bit of undercarriage, leaving one or more wheels off the ground. And I grant you, it's a good torso, but not in this mode. At least you have the gorgeous cannon to plop on top. And what a cannon it is! A beautiful barrel with black, orange and purple. But if you're thinking, I wish there was just a smidge more purple, then press this hair trigger button. Not only will it pop out a purple projectile, but the colours change to give the illusion of a full-on purple laser show. Now we very carefully transform him into his robot mode. And that is probably the last time I'll ever transform him, since 1, I like this form much better, and 2, his clear plastic limbs are as fragile as a Transformers fan finding out pronouns exist. I have to say, the plastic's kinda worth it. Look at that beautiful purple. The arms, the legs, the big meaty claws! It really brings this guy from an A- to an A+. Just a little more purple actually helps soften the murky yellow I was complaining about in vehicle mode. He's got these tyres on his feet that work as platform heels, give the short bot a bit of height and make him look so hot to boot. Yas, queen, we stand a short king? I do struggle getting these big, meaty claws to do much. In fact, I struggle to keep them on half the time. But once again, the clear purple sparkles so brightly that my bird brain fails to bring forward any criticism. His gun can be equipped to his arm, Megatron style, or you can hook it to the back of his torso, also Megatron style. Speaking of torsos, what an iconic one Swindle has. And just when you think clear purple pecs are the finest thing you'll ever see, boom! Gatling gun. Or should I say,
A Gatling gun. A Gatling gut. Oh yeah, a gut where you shoot out your belly button. Moving on. Shall we ever see a better swindle head in our lifetime? One that shines as bright, with cat-like pupils and a devilish smirk. One with a carve-in bolo tie. That's as likely as finding another Fred Willard in our lifetime. They're unique, and that's what makes them beautiful. Also light piping. While he may not be the finest swindle toy, this is still a great depiction of the greatest swindle. The swindle who called Megatron an old warmonger. The swindle who escaped with 0 consequences in the final season. The only swindle voiced by Fred Willard. Now stand proud on my shelf, knowing that your form is too beautiful and brittle to ever be compressed into car mode again. Welcome to my new sub-series of reviews, Semi-Regular Soundwave, where I discuss all the members of my Soundwave shrine. Original concept, I know. But man, where do we even start? His masterpiece? A reissue of the original? One of these weirdos? Let's go with something you can get on the shelves right now. Legacy Soundwave! Legacy Soundwave is a repackage of the War for Cybertron Siege figure, because I guess some wires got crossed when Hasbro heard everyone crying out for more of the Netflix Soundwave. You can't deny this guy looks like Soundwave. Boxy chest, iconic head, with toy-accurate yellow visor, familiar buttons on his waist, even comes with his famous cockpit bum. Wait, what? His chest opens up to reveal space for one of his tape pals. Be nice if you included them. Which in this incarnation are, I don't know, Cybertronian shields? Look, they become rectangles, that's what matters here. His left hand is even molded to be able to press the button. I just wish his arm was also designed in a way to make the whole thing look less awkward. It opens fairly well, though several of the cassettes are too bulky to actually fit in there. And once there's a tape of any size, how well the door opens back up seems to be a gamble between all the way, a little bit, and not at all. But if it ever gets stuck, you can always pick it out if you don't chew your nails. We got a multitude of weapons, including the high-cap concussion blaster, the LRHD sonic cannon, and the EMTX blitz charge blaster, which may combine to make the USWHF sonic compression mega blaster. Hey Hasbro, how about a challenge next time, huh? There's also built-in weapons on his arms and over the shoulders. I don't own the Siege model, but really the only difference is a lack of scratches, scuffs, and skid marks all over the limbs and torsos, and really, does anyone miss that? It also occurred to me while riding that I never actually transformed this guy before, so one moment, if you please. Just fold this, move that, and boom! Here we go! Whoops, that's a fan mode. Let's try that again. Oh no, I've gotten way off point again. One more time. Oh, now this is embarrassing. I made an absolute mess. Let's check where I went wrong. Oh, this is his alt mode. Well then. Look, I'm pretty good at suspending my disbelief when it comes to Transformers. I'll believe this is a motorcycle. I'll believe this is a hover tank. I'll even believe this is Wheeljack. But good lord, this is just nothing. What is this supposed to be? A spaceship? A flying aircraft carrier? According to the wiki, it's a, patrol hover car. Sure, why not? And for a toy that looks like nothing, it doesn't even have the decency to hold together. Pieces keep unpegging like it's fighting so hard against being in this form. Look, maybe if I add some blast effects, it'll help with the look, and they don't fit. Of course! Why would they? If you add his weapons, you can place the blast effects onto them, but I think it's truly safe to say the illusion is already dead by this stage. But maybe all this character needs is a fresh coat of paint to make him worth the money. Let's check out War for Cybertron Sound Blaster! Sound Blaster is like Reverse Flash, if Flash was already a villain. And if Reverse Flash had bigger tits to fit more Speed Force into. Okay, maybe there's a better comparison here. This is the Takara Tomy re-release. I also have the original Hasbro release, given to me by a loved one as a present. Though I'm too sentimental to want to open this one up. The only real difference between the two is that the Rob Liefeld chest contains a Decepticon logo on the Hasbro version, like in the Headmaster series, and a Netflix-accurate Mercenary logo for the Takara release. And yes, his chest, the most relevant part of this figure. Not content with just being a repaint, this Sound Blaster sports a double-wide cassette door, which can contain not one, but 2 cassette robos. Too bad he didn't come with any either! But it's okay, I've prepared some for just such an occasion. Will this be worth the extra money? Yeah, kinda. Sorry for the tangent, but there's not really a whole lot different besides Sound Blaster needing to shop for bigger bras and cosplaying Shadow the Hedgehog. He transforms the same, becomes the same pile of nothing, even has all the same accessories. But while we're here, let me show you a few things I overlooked with Soundwave. You got spots for weapons and blast effects all over the place. 2 weapon ports per arm, 1 on each leg, even 2 on his back for a bit of storage. Effects can go on these pimples located here, here, there, and there, plus all over his weapons, both handheld and built-in. Look at this absolute war machine! Also, these lift up if you need Sound Blaster to kick a door down. As a side note, I've noticed these legs are starting to yellow, which seems pretty common for all these recent Soundwaves. Might be worth considering before you buy that one in pure white plastic. Overall, I'm not sure I'd recommend this Soundwave. If you only care about the robot himself, it's fine. If you're on a budget, he's a better choice than the tape deck version, which is currently being sold at terrible prices by scalpers and Hasbro alike. But maybe just hold out? I'm pretty sure there's a new one around the corner. Or perhaps you can pick up one of his older toys for a decent price. Stay subscribed and you might hear me talk about them in the distant future. Like that one, or that one, or... Who let you back in the house? I've never owned a Combiner team. At the risk of getting my Transformers fan card revoked, I'm not all that keen on them. They seem space-consuming, complicated, and way too pricey. But when I saw the core class Dinobots, I was intrigued. Small, simple, and cheap combiners. Perfect! Several months and many dollars later, I feel a bit swindled. Mainly because these two didn't get Australian releases. Let me tell you, there was nothing simple or cheap about obtaining these two from UK sellers. But I was already writing this script when I discovered this, so in for a penny, in for several more pounds than they're worth. You might be able to tell right off the bat that these Dino Dorks are a little, well, they're no masterpieces. Being core class combiner limbs means that little things like accuracy and a wide range of colours and, well, fun have to take a back seat. Now I bet you want to see Volcanicus and all his
mini glory.
But first, let's check out each of the bots. I'll review them in order of when I got my greasy fingers on them. Which means first is...
Yoink!
Slug gave me a lot of hope. Studio Series Slug is a great toy, but he just wasn't for me. So I moved him on. I needed someone a little more fun, and that's exactly what I got with this tiny Triceratops. He's just a little cutie. All his legs move, he can open and close his mouth. I'm having a great time. Mostly. I love the twists you do on his shoulders as you transform him into this handsome little man. He stands tall and proud, as much as he can on those hollow stompers. His head swivels, or his heads, I suppose, and he can hold this wee little gun that'll help him get ahead of the competition. That'll be funny in a little bit. Well, it won't be funny, but you'll get it. Sludge, sludge, sludge. What an absolute mess. Is he an Aussie beer? 'Cause he's a bit stubby. That's the closest this form has come to bringing me joy. Perhaps after I go through this terrible transformation, I might feel better about the robot mode. Oh boy, get the f*** out of here. Wait, no, I need you for the combiner. Come back. Look, we can only go up from sludge, right? I certainly felt that way when I got Grimlock. Now, yes, there's certainly some odd parts to Grimlock. His legs have led to some thick tails in the past. But this, oh boy, I can sure nose that tail. I can go over all the little bits and bobs, but let me just bring up the worst part. His little mouth doesn't open. That's Grimlock Toy 101. Bad. Bad toy. His transformation takes seconds and leads to a serviceable Grimlock. I've seen worse from this character. As awkward as this metal caveman is, we're still a step up. I like him. He's fine. Better than that, he's okay. Scar being an arm is appropriate because he looks like a big thumb. And how do I know he's one of the arms? Wild shot in the dark. His robot mode feels like Slug, even leaving him with the same hollow legs. But combined with the sludge-like width, he seems to balance much better. I kinda like this one. I know I'm a sucker for thick boys, but he just works for me. I feel like I should hate Swoop because I spent almost twice what it was worth just getting him from overseas. But I like him.
I like him a whole lot. Which is a shame. I had this great joke where I was going to call him terrible. But I'll save that for his, his studio toy or something. We have another transformation that takes seconds. The only difficult part is getting his weapons off his wings. Ooh, I like that. Certainly a slim figure compared to the others.
I'm a freaking Slim Jim.
And while he's not the first with bendable knees, he is the first with bendable elbows. And the first to technically have 2 weapons. A pair of handguns. I guess he's well armed. When it comes to weapons, these are better than all the rest. I'm actually having fun with these guys now. Alright, let's keep it going. Well, we had a good run. I enjoy 50% of this dinosaur. That cute caramel head, feet and spikes all make me smile. And his little legs move. Not all of them do that. But you just can't ignore that rear. He's missing a chunk, he's got this awkward little hinge above his tail, and, what else is there? His entire back just looks like he's doing a forearm plank! Those hands are so blatant. I wish there was something that could have been done about them. Alright, let's just get through this awful transformation. The sooner we get through this, the better. Okay, you know what? The robot mode is acceptable. Nice posing, good splash of gold and red, a little chest that is daring me to paint an Autobot logo on it. Even his little butter knife of doom makes me smile. When I first saw it, I thought that perhaps all the weapons were meant to combine, like the Legacy Core class figures. But no, it's all for Snarl. Go forth, spread some Vegemite on your toast.
Why did I do this?
Overall, there's more good ones than bad ones. Or, less generous, there's a balanced mix of good, bad, and average. Time to combine them!
What have I done?
So, what's good about this? He has elbows. He has, knees. He can hold this. What's bad? Well, for starters, he's just a mess. There's bits sticking out everywhere. His center of gravity is non-existent. Touching anything makes something fall off. And those legs just... wow, buddy. But it's a bit of cheap fun, right? Let me put it this way. If all of these were on clearance, let's say $10 dues, that's still $60. That same amount could buy you any of these with enough change to catch the bus home. I'm glad they attempted this, but boy, it needs some work. So if you're on the fence, stay on it. If you already have some of these, keep the ones you like, sell off the rest, and quit while you're behind. And when they finally make the Dino King version, someone else can... I'm gonna buy it, who am I kidding? Hello everybody, welcome to 2024. Unless you're not in my time zone, in which case, welcome to still being in 2023, I guess. It's been a great year. Thank you so much everybody who's joined me for this journey of looking at Transformers and saying I like them in a theatrical voice. You will hopefully see a new video within the next 2 weeks, and if you don't, then money back, not guaranteed, because you didn't pay me for this. You didn't. I don't got money. Please don't rob me. Don't take it away from me. I need to buy a Rock Lord.
game is the only way to use it. But if you use it by what the red plastic inside of this heavy oh, it brings us onto the main feature. How many fantastic features? Got a divine there. Oh no. It's your life. Deciding this morning as you watch. So whether you're a full-time the micro machine helps you try a taller playset. It's a perfect piece of light. Perfect for a present. Hasbro.
Sound blaster is like Megatron. I also have the original Hasbro. I feel like I dislike some too sentimental. But the only real difference between the Rob Black and the Great Joke. This is a believable Netflix. We have another transformation that's insane. Now the reason and yes, his chest is relevant part. Ooh, I like that. So it's certainly a slim figure compared to the others. Double wide cassette boy. And while he's on not one, but two cassette rope. Too bad he didn't come with any either. Apparently, I fan got just such an occasion. I guess he's well money. When it comes to weapons, a lot he's better than all the rest.
Tangent. There's not really a whole lot different besides Sound Blast.
Well, I
and
guess
shop
having
for
fun
bigger
with these
bras
guys
and
now.
cosplaying.
All right, let's keep going.
Transforms the same, becomes the same pile of nothing, even has all the same accessories.
I enjoy 50%. Let me show you a few things overlooked with that cute caramel head, feet, weapons and blast effects all over the place.
2 weapon ports per arm, 1 on each
But
leg.
you just
even
can't
2 on his
ignore
back
that
for a bit
rear.
of storage.
He's missing a
Effects can go on
chunk.
these
He's
pimples
got this
located
awkward little
here,
hinge
here,
above his
there,
tail,
and
and
there. Plus, all over his weapons.
his
both
entire
handheld
back
and
just
built
looks
in.
like he's doing
Look
a forearm
at this
plank.
absolute
Those hands
war
are
machine.
so blatant.
Also,
I wish
these
there was
lift up, giving
something
Sound
that
Blaster
could have been
to
done
kick a door
about
down.
them. All right,
As
let's
a
just get
side
through
note,
this
I've noticed these legs are
awful
starting to yellow,
transformation.
which
The
seems
sooner
pretty
we get
common
through
for
this,
all
the
these
better.
recent sound
Okay,
releases.
you know what?
Might be
The
worth
robot
considering
mode
before you buy
is
that one in
acceptable.
pure
Nice
white
posing,
plastic.
good splash of gold
Overall,
and red.
I'm not
Little chest
sure
that
I'd
is
recommend
daring
this
me to
sound
paint
release.
an Autobot
If you only
logo
care
on it.
about the robot
Even his little
himself,
butter
it's
knife of
fine.
doom
If
makes
you're
me
on a
smile.
budget, he's a
When
better
I
choice
first
than
saw
the
it,
tape
I thought
deck
that perhaps all the
which are
weapons
currently
were
being
meant to
sold
combine,
at terrible
like the
prices
legacy
by
core
scalpers
class
and
figures.
Hasbro alike.
But no,
But maybe
it's
just
all
hold
for
out.
Snarl.
I'm pretty
Go
sure there's a new
for
one around the
spread
corner.
some Vegemite
or
on your toast.
perhaps you can pick up one of his older toys for a decent price. Stay subscribed, and you might hear me talk about them in the
Overall,
distant future.
there's more good ones than
Like
bad
that
ones.
one,
Or less
that
generous.
one. There's a
or
balanced mix of good, bad, and
We'll let you
average.
back in there.
Time to combine them! What up, everybody? It's your boy, Stinky Armpits. I managed to get sick just as this video was done, so it's quick. I want to thank my friends to help me with that introduction. ALB Art,
sound wave heads, and Elvis Ditto did the animation.
What have I done?
Couldn't have done
So,
this without either
what's
of them.
good about
Their links are down below if
this?
you want to check out their
He
work.
has elbows.
Thanks so much for waiting
He
on
has,
this one. I know it's been a
knees.
been a while.
He can hold
but the good news is I've
this.
been working on multiple
What's bad?
videos simultaneously.
Well, for starters,
so hopefully
he's
too far
just
away.
a mess.
Okay, I'm 10 seconds away
There's
from a big
bits
cough.
sticking
so
out
I'll,
everywhere. His
see you
center of
next time.
gravity is non-existent. Touching anything makes something fall off, and those legs just wow, buddy. But it's a bit of cheap fun, right? Let me put it this way. If all of these were on clearance, let's say $10 dues, that's still $60. That same amount could buy you any of these with enough change to catch the bus home. I'm glad they attempted this, but boy, it needs some work. So if you're on the fence, stay on it. If you already have some of these, keep the ones you like, sell off the rest, and quit while you're behind. And when they finally make the Dino King version, someone else can... I'm gonna buy it. Who am I kidding?
What have I done? There's Vegemite in this, it's not washing out.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal TallJoke here. Thank you for watching this video and any video I made this year. This will in fact be my last video of the year, but don't worry, I'll be back next year with more stuff. I might review a Beachcomber, I might review a wreck gar. Hell, I might review 2 wreck gars. Wouldn't that be something? Comment down below what wreck gars you want me to review. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Wreck Gar.